851, turn right heading 180. Order 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
Hey everyone, welcome to DJ's Aviation. Willie Walsh, the International Airlines Group Chief Executive, has said some pretty interesting things over the past few months, and today we take a look again at some comments he made in regards to Australia, which was reported by Australian Aviation. British Airways currently operate only one daily flight into Australia, if you were unaware. The service comes from London, but actually first stops over in Singapore, and this goes both ways. Willie Walsh noted that not only was British Airways fully committed to the Australian market, which had been doubted previously, but he also hoped that British Airways would be able to expand its Australian network beyond that one daily flight into Sydney. While Qantas have recently begun their Perth to London non-stop services, these actually haven't caught the eye of Walsh, and he did confirm that British Airways had absolutely no interest in launching similar ultra-long range flights, and rather said they'd prefer their current stopover point of Singapore. Walsh told the Centre for Aviation, "I fully expect BA to continue to have a presence here in Sydney," adding, "I'd like to think we could expand back into Melbourne at some stage." If you didn't know, British Airways previously operated into Melbourne, but cancelled their service in 2005. Now that's pretty much 13 years ago. I for one would welcome them back with open arms, as it would honestly be fantastic to see a British carrier further expand in Australia, and of course come down to Melbourne. When discussing the possibility of non-stop flights from London to Australia on board British Airways, Walsh said the following: "We're not looking to do direct flights from Heathrow to Australia." And what really caught my eye is what he actually said next. "Personally, the idea of sitting on an aircraft for 21 hours to get from Heathrow to Sydney, I don't know. It just doesn't appeal to me." Essentially what Walsh has said here is actually my exact thoughts that I have. While in first or business class a 21-hour flight might be appealing, I think for me at least, such a long flight would not only be unpleasant, but tedious, tiring, and annoying. And again, that's just my opinion. Everyone else might have different views, and that's perfectly okay. Ultimately, I'd really like to see British Airways further expand into Australia. Whether or not what Walsh has said has any form of truth to it is certainly another thing. We have to take into account recently a number of things he has said haven't actually eventuated. I'd like to thank you very much for watching this video of mine, and I do hope you all enjoyed it. I look forward to you all joining me in the next one.
Race all of these broken dreams in flight, and we'll fly.